Hi everybody, apologies for not uploading a video for a long time, but here we go. In this video I want to talk about Stalker 2 on the Steam Deck. Is it a good game? And is it playable on our little amazing handheld friend? Now, I'm recording this video at the beginning of January, 2025. So we had the big update 1.1 patch just before Christmas, which improved the A-Life in Stalker 2 and improved the performance. So I was playing Stalker 2 using the Windows Game Pass Ultimate version on my PC, but although I have a love-hate relationship with my Steam Deck in terms of some of the games it won't play, I wanted to give Stalker 2 a chance because I had seen people playing it. So I bought the Steam version as well because I love Stalker 2. So the first thing I would say is I think Stalker 2 is an absolutely amazing game. It really is really fantastic. Open world, single player, shooter-based adventure survival game. Where you're wandering around the exclusion zone and getting into adventure. Anyway, it's really good. You should definitely buy it and play it. Now, as for how does it play on the Steam Deck, the answer is yes, it does play. And let me go into the settings and show you what we've got up. So in terms of, here we go, graphics. So everything is on low, and then we've got upscaling quality. We've got FSR 3.1 and I've got it on performance. I haven't bothered with the setting that gives you more frames because I tend to find that makes it a little bit laggy. So if you look in the top left hand corner of the screen, you can see I'm getting about 24 frames a second in this open area, which is playable. And low graphical settings, never been worried about using low graphical settings on the Steam Deck because the screen's only 800 by 1200, I think, isn't it? And so you just, on low, if things look great. You don't need to have high settings because you can't actually see them. For wandering around and general adventuring, the low frame rate isn't that much of an issue. Where it becomes an issue, though, is in combat, especially when you're in combat against mutants. Things like where you have lots of mutant animals to fight, like the mutant dogs. And what happens is, as soon as you get into that sort of situation, the frames will drop a little bit more, and it becomes really difficult to hit enemies. Oh, here we go. We've got an example here. So we've got a load of, these look like snorks coming in. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we kind of did all right there. We're getting a bit hungry though, so let's. As you see, the inventory's a little bit small, but I guess you can do the old zoom. Oh, that's not how you do it, is it? You could use the zoom thing to have a look around. But the problem is once you're zoomed in, you can't really. I don't know. Could you select things? No, you can't really select things, can you? Hello, what have I done? I confused it, didn't I, that way? So I kind of did all right there. I've got the shotgun, so I've got a good chance of. Let's put my gun away. I'm trying to do it now. Press and hold, don't we? So I've got a good chance of finding things. But especially with the smaller animals, smaller mutants, it can be a little bit of a problem. So my advice would be this, I guess. It would be, if you're desperate to play Stalker 2, and you haven't got an Xbox console to play it on or a gaming PC, the Steam Deck, this is your device of choice. It is playable, but you must remember there will be big frame drops, and in fact, even on a gaming PC, there are areas of the game that are not optimized at all, and where you might even find it almost becomes impossible to play. That, without spoiling anything, there's a battle you play later on where on my RTX 3070 gaming PC, the frames drop to sort of single digits because it hasn't been optimized properly. And on the Steam Deck, I'd imagine that would be going along incredibly slow. And that's not too much of a problem when you're just wandering around adventuring, but when you're having to try and shoot targets, it makes it very, very difficult indeed. So there we go. However, there is something magical about playing Stalker on a handheld device. It looks so cool, and it is such an amazing game that I think it gives your playthrough a different flavour, doesn't it? Say you do a playthrough on your console or on your gaming PC, and then you come back and go, actually, no, I want to play it on a handheld now. It's almost like you're playing a different game, and it's very, very exciting. Here we are in the rookie village at Corden, looking fantastic in the Unreal Engine 5. So there we go. Stalker 2 does play on the Steam Deck. You've got to have all the settings set to low. The frames are pretty low. So we're talking sort of 30 to 20 frames a second. And when you get into difficult fights, it can be really difficult to hit things when the frames are so low, because the animals and the enemies are moving faster than the frame rate is refreshing. And there may well be parts of the game that become very, very unplayable due to we've got more monsters coming, due to the way that the game is optimized. However, it is still early days for optimization of the game anyway, so it might be that it becomes better to play on Steam Deck. But if I was a big Stalker fan, and this was the only way I had of playing Stalker on the Steam Deck, and this is an OLED 512GB Steam Deck, by the way, I would think it's worth it, especially, actually, there's one, I keep adding these caveats, don't I, at the end, especially as if you're used to playing the original games, you'll know how janky they are. You know, a lot of this jankiness won't be a problem. Anyway, that's enough for me. What do you think? And I'll see you again soon.